Welcome, and welcome back to the OK Grognard Network. Today, it's not Wednesday, but we're pretending it is. Recording this for August 19th, 2026. Still playing catch up. Maybe by September we'll be all caught up. In any event, what we have here is a discussion of Ernie Gygax Day, which is coming up on September 2nd. Which is a Wednesday. And you know what? Through Labor Day. So let's just call it that, because that's the idea, is to celebrate Ernie. And, of course, he passed about a year and a half ago. And he was a huge part of original D&D and first edition D&D and his own hobby shop dungeon, memorial tomb project, and all sorts of other things. And I do want to make sure that we celebrate him, and we're going to do that around here for sure. I think we got some weather rolling in, so we won't do this. Yeah, we'll see. See how long it takes. This is, of course, an OS Watch Wednesday show. We use that fabulous Dean Spencer watchtower image for this variety of OK Grognard Network shows. And, mainly we got the Guideline Sunday show, which covers rules and rules books and rules where you find them, except for stuff from periodicals, where we do a Periodicals Friday show. Last Friday was the show for Strategic Review #1. We did a couple of shows on Dragon, first edition, and obviously there's a lot there. Just in the Strategic Reviews, there are 7 of those to go over eventually, and I think the next Strategic Review #2 is going to be the next periodical show. But let's also remember that, we got ourselves a Harley rushing home before the storms hit here in Lake Geneva. Wisconsin Harleys are, without a doubt, well regarded here in Lake Geneva and everywhere in Wisconsin. The other thing to remember is Ernie loved to run first edition games. He loved D&D, but he also loved all sorts of board games too. Tom Wham games. Oh, of course, he had a special place in his heart for Tom Wham games and loved playing those with Tom and whoever else was available. All sorts of board games where he was a fan of. And whatever you play, whether it's on that Wednesday or through the subsequent weekend, Labor Day weekend, whenever your group can get together, just raise a glass. Make a toast to Ernie, and think about him and what a wonderful gaming influence he was for all of us. I had a lot of fun playing in Ernie's games. This picture is from January 27th in 2024, on the 50th anniversary. One of the 50th. There's some debate over the exact day. I say last Sunday in January, but some other people say it's sometime in February. I think there's one guy who says March, and the historians will disagree apparently, but that is the date I've chosen. Gary set the trademark for, what did he do? He filled out the paperwork to get the trademark set up, and the date he set was January 15th for D&D. So he fully expected it to be ready and saleable in January. And it's my understanding that the last Sunday in every January was when they would run games at the at the local club. And there are some folks that say that they had it available to them, if not in stores, in January. And, if you didn't give your playtesters a chance to purchase it, and you didn't need the money, Gary needed the money, then then maybe you didn't sell it in January. But there are some reports that some people got it then. In any event, we played with Ernie on that day, and we played in 2025 on that same day to be with mostly the same group, or part of the same group. Vince and Jason was there, but of course Kevin and his lovely wife were there. And I think that first year Stephanie was with us, right? Crazy Stephanie, she's so wonderful. She's my favorite wizard, and what a great family she has too. Her Alex, boy, there's so many Alexes around. Vince has an Alex, Steph has an Alex, Alex has an Alex, Kendra has an Alex. It's like there's one under every chair. Just look under your chair, there's an Alex. My middle name's Alex. So there you go. In any event, set your plans, make your plans. It's still a couple of weeks away, so be sure to get a game, get a group together, have some fun with it. Let's have a look over here. What do we got over here? We've got this picture, but then there's some other things to discuss again, including the 22nd coming up. The 22nd, that's tomorrow. That is Saturday, is Ray Bradbury Day. And the statue was put up. Well, the statue erected outside the Waukegan Public Library in the town where Ray was born. And I grew up in Waukegan, so this kind of is near and dear to me. It was dedicated to him in 2019. Ray left his personal library to this public library upon his death because of his fond memories growing up and immersing himself in the many books available to him through their system. Greentown, Illinois, the fictional location in his novel Dandelion Wine, 1957, is said to mirror Ray's experiences in 1928 growing up in his hometown of Waukegan, Illinois. And it's hard to grow up in Waukegan and not be a Ray Bradbury fan. And of course, Ray Bradbury being a best friend of Ray Harryhausen just makes him all the more lovable. If you get a chance on Saturday, August 22nd, to get down and get a picture in front of the Waukegan Public Library in front of this wonderful statue, and maybe check out the library while you're there, of course. Go see what books from Appendix N they have in there. I'll bet you it's quite a few. So that's one day. And what's happening on Monday, the 24th of August, will be the 58th anniversary of the Horticultural Hall having Gen Con. So that's a thing. This is the Founder's Stone. This sits in the doorstep right outside the Horticultural Hall. So even if they're closed, you can go there. And we know that everybody loves to go down by the Riviera Fountain and roll some dice on the stone down there. By all means, do that. But swing by the Horticultural Hall. Roll some dice on the Founder's Stone. I think that's about 6x6, 8x8. It's not as big as the 1 foot by 1 foot stone by the Riviera Fountain with the D20 on it. But it is another place to visit in Lake Geneva while you're here. It's part of the pilgrimage tour, if you will. And definitely this Monday, if you're in or around Lake Geneva, swing by Horticultural Hall with some dice. If you don't have dice in your pocket, can you really be a gamer? I always keep a 20-sided and a number of 6-sideds and a couple of 2-sideds, that is coins, in my pocket, ready to go and ready to roll. So by all means, swing by Horticultural Hall I'll have links for Waukegan Public Library and Horticultural Hall in the show notes, and you can click through and get the addresses and get the locations on whatever your favorite mapping program is, and make sure that is on the agenda for yourself. What else we got going? I guess we should mention the Robert E. Howard Foundation is working very hard to raise enough money to refurbish parts of the Robert E. Howard House. 100% of the proceeds go to Project Pride in Cross Plains, Texas, where the house exists, for restoration and maintenance of the Robert E. Howard Museum, which is in the house too, right? So Robert E. Howard, Project Pride of Cross Plains, and the Robert E. Howard Foundation need your help. After over 110 years, the home of Robert E. Howard requires some serious repairs. Its foundation and piers rotting and collapsing. There is termite damage to a large section of the outside wall, and many of the floors are starting to buckle and drop. Well, the hard-working folks of Project Pride and Cross Plains have restored and cared for the house since acquiring it back in the 1980s. Their small volunteer army cannot address the extensive repairs that will be needed. Professional restoration is required for this 100-plus-year-old home on the National Historical Register, and it is needed now before the damage gets worse. Remember, because it's on the register, it requires companies to work on it that have a certain standing. They need to officially be able to work on houses that are on the historic registry, on the National Historical Register. It's a way of protecting them from, just any old handyman who might be just fine throwing a hammer at your wall when you need to put up a picture, but if you want somebody to work on a place like this, it has to be done right and has to be done professionally. And I'm not saying all handymen aren't professional. I am saying that you got to fill out the proper paperwork to be a contractor who can work on these types of things. There'll be a link in the show notes for this as well. There was one more thing I wanted to mention. And you know what? It's not a big deal for most people, but locally, if you're a Piggly Wiggly, Steinbrink's Piggly Wiggly here in Lake Geneva has a weekly special valid Wednesday, August 19th through Tuesday, August 25th, $4.99. The Pub Brew and the Patriots. I've never had the Patriot pizzas, but lots of matzo pizzas. I have had these many times over the years, and these babies are good. They're normally $11, something like that, and they're often on sale, $7, $8, sometimes $6, sometimes $5.99, maybe about once a year. And remember, you got to be a rewards member. You got to have a Piggly Wiggly card. But $4.99 for one of these delicious pizzas. That's more than half off their MSRP, and that makes them a really good deal. So there you go. Just a little tip from the locals. In fact, if you swing through town to go to the Horticultural Hall, swing by the Piggly Wiggly. Get a couple of these for the game group, and throw them in the freezer. And when you're ready to play that game for Ernie Gygax Day, by all means, bust out some pizzas. Pizzas are great gaming food, very delicious and nutritious and good for you. Are they really good for you? Let's say they are. In any event, it looks like I'm going to be getting some weather here. I think I better shut her down. I want to thank everybody for checking this out. I appreciate it very much. Don't forget, Ernie Gygax Day, September 2nd, can be celebrated through Wednesday, September 2nd through Labor Day weekend. Get your gaming group together and have some fun, if you will. Don't forget, you can check out the shows on the OK Grognard Network. They're recorded on Twitch most Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then uploaded to YouTube for convenient streaming. Like, follow, subscribe, comment, do all those fun things. But by all means, share them. Share the links with other people. It'd be very much appreciated. And also, in the show notes, you'll see a link for the Patreon. Thank you for all who watch and support my efforts. Please back the channel, even at the free level on Patreon, through that link, and join all these wonderful additional Patreon supporters. Once again, the OK Grognard Network, the Guideline Sunday show, the OS Watch on Wednesday, and the Periodicals Friday shows. Thank you very much. It's so appreciated. Have a great day, and we'll catch you later. Bye-bye.